Hello to everyone watching this footage. It's Leviathan here again, and I just figured that it would be a wise time for me to make another live broadcast for you guys because one of my most popular videos, as far as I've noticed, has to do with me introducing a lot of stuff in one video as compared to the normal sequence. And just recently, I have basically gone over 3K views. I now have, like, last I checked, 3016 or something like that. And I just hope it's exponential like decibels, you know? So for this particular video, if any of you guys are able to see this video, if you want, you could be able to make some comments to this live broadcast, and I'll be willing to respond to you depending on whether or not anyone would be able to and stuff like that, you know? And I hope you guys are enjoying the time with my creations and so forth. So I'll just begin now. I'm basically going to read off my Levitt's paradigm, like how I was in the past. And I'll try to make things as efficient as possible on you guys' behalf. Diddly doo, diddly doo doo doo. The first one I'll introduce is a crabazebra. Think of it this way: head of a zebra, body of a crab. Duly noted. And also, it's very close to the size of a Volkswagen Bug, as far as I know. It's relative. Crocoboapus is a three-way cross between a crocodile, boa constrictor, and octopus. And here's something you should know that are differences between anacondas, boas, and pythons, at least in my Leviathan universe. Anacondas have the strongest constriction. The boa constrictor has a special appendage on the end of its tail which serves like a stabbing weapon, you know, and the python's able to spray venom from its mouth, you know. That's how you could easily identify those three different creatures in an easy fashion, if that makes any sense. Jelly Rex, which is head of a T-Rex, body of a jellyfish, something I have as an illustration in my blog. If you want to see it, it's your choice. Diddly-doo. Killer Sand. Real name inapplicable. Height and length varied, and it's weightless. It's a villain. Base, mobile, intelligence 3.5 brains. Behavior, sneaky and murderous. Lethality, during a fight or craving. Weaknesses, water, cosmic forces, and defiance. Powers. It's basically living sand that devours anything. Capable of teleporting to different sand-based areas. Has mass alteration, and is hard to kill. Weapons, none. It has no eyes, no hair whatsoever, no outfit because it's literally a pile of sand. Team solitary or partners. Species construct. Beauty level below average. Special features, genetic powers and appetite. Transportation, powers. Occupation, it's murderous sand. Relentless devourer. Friends, villains, enemies, unofficial. Inspiration, the sand, which is a storyline that involves a species of jellyfish that hunts by hiding underneath the sands of a beach. You know? So just to put it into some aspect, you know? Diddly-doo, diddly-doo-doo. Diddly-doo. King Cephalodon, which I believe is head of a lion, front half the body of a shark, and back half the tentacles of an octopus. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo-diddly-doo. King Stinger, which I believe is head of a lion, body of a scorpion. Diddly-doo. Diddly-doo-doo. Diddly-doo-doo. There's the character known as the Commander, which is spelled with a K rather than a C. The commanderette, the commander is basically an individual inspired from the general of DC Comics, and the commander is like intensely powerful, like strong enough to rip a dimension in half with her bare hands. And she's also jacked from head to toe. Commanderette is the more innocent version of Commander, native to the untrusted dimension. Just so you know, the untrusted dimension is a reality where the heroes are villains and the villains are heroes. Just how it is locally, you know? Diddly-doo, diddly-doo-doo. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo-doo-doo-doo. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo-doo, diddly-doo. Cracapede, which, as far as I know, is a cross between, inspired from a kaiju known as Kashatha, I think it's pronounced. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to make this work. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo-doo-doo. Kujisake Onna is basically like, of course, it's an onryo of Japanese mythology. So, real name, unknown. Height, 6 feet, 2.3 inches. Weight, unrevealed. Status, villain. Base, Japan, mobile. Intelligence, 3 brains. Behavior, sneaky and willful. Lethality, during a fight or angered. Weaknesses, being rivaled and rejection. Powers, onryo-based powers, shape-shifting, uncanny tracking skills, and high ferocity. Weapons, a pair of scissors. That's her weapon. Varied color of eyes, varied number of eyes. Hair color is deep black or varied, of varied lengths and styles. Wears any outfit that she deems necessary due to shape-shifting. Tame, solitary. Species, former human. Beauty level, average. Special features, genetic powers, willpower and ferocity. Transportation, walking and powers. Occupation, relentless onryo, hunter of the hypocritical. Friends, villains, enemies non-official. Inspiration, herself. Lamprey Quadlodon is basically head of a lamprey, body of a Quetzalcoatlus, and fins and tail of a shark. A lamprey, basically think of a lamprey as like an eel with a suction cup mouth that's lined with teeth. It's an actual real animal, and it's quite predatory if it has to. Of course, a Quetzalcoatlus, for those who don't know, is like a pterodactyl but way bigger. Like as big as an F-18 Hornet. That's how big Quetzalcoatlus is, naturally. 10. Diddly-doo. Land barracudas, which are barracudas that are able to crawl on land. Diddly-doo. 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 Leechacondapus, head of a leech, body of an anaconda, tentacles of an octopus. Leopard baboons, basically head and tail of a leopard, body of a baboon, as far as I know. Living alphabet, which is a sentient alphabet that lives on the planet Shush, alongside the living numbers and living symbols. The planet Shush is a planet that's barren of any vegetation, and it also has an atmosphere that makes everything within its atmosphere like permanently silent, and you need to communicate with subtitles, basically. And of course, the living alphabet, living numbers, and living symbols, they don't need any nourishment whatsoever because they never felt it to be necessary. And the planet Shush was discovered by Captain Rosie Wagers, I believe, who's the Leviathan universe equivalent of Doctor Who. Intergalactic transporters, basically her transportation. Think of it as like a city bus with wings, no wheels at all, and in the inside is like a near infinite museum slash zoo of all the places and all the things that Captain Wagers was able to research and such throughout the multiverse, able to travel faster than light, able to travel through alternate realities across time and space. It's quite efficient. And the Predator, who is, well, don't get confused. In the Leviathan universe, the Predator is a character known as Captain Lily Wagers, who's the older sister and for a time enemy of Captain Wagers. She has access to a starship called the Fatality, which is as big as an entire galaxy. So big that you need to rely on special teleporters in order to get from one part of the ship to the other without it being a waste of your time and such. It's that big. So big that it was created by Cosmic in terms of how much power is necessary to create such a massive starship. It's quite impressive, I have to say. Okay, I have to think about other stuff. A living house is basically a house or any type of like residential area of any manifestation, whether it be a skyscraper or a hut or a hotel or even a traditional suburban house collection, possessed by demonic spirits that give it sentience and the ability to give sentience to other house-based areas. And it's quite potent. And despite that, you are able to destroy a living house. It's able to take damage and such. You know how it is. It's just as mortal as a normal house. But of course, one of the official ways of taking it out is to destroy it from the inside out. It doesn't destroy the spirit, it just makes it out of commission. 10. I'm just trying to go as fluently as I can just to do you guys a favor. 10. There's a character known as the Loiterer. Real name, Lloyd Mann. Height, 5 feet 10 inches. Weight, 169 pounds. Status, hero. Base, Alpha Earth mobile. Intelligence, 3 brains. Behavior, charming and sneaky. Lethality, indirectly. Weaknesses, women, and is a horrible fighter. Powers. He is able to turn imperceptible, making him undetectable by most circumstances, as far as I know. He's good at hiding, has a charming personality, and is able to teleport. So he's unable to fight, but he is able to collect data without being caught, basically. Weapons, none. His eyes are light blue, has 2 eyes. He has brownish blonde hair that's short and curly. Dresses in casual wear. Named solitary of partners. Species, former human. Beauty level, average. Special features, genetic powers and personality, transportation, walking and powers, occupations, intergalactic sneak, and a lover of a character known as Manslaughter, which, believe it or not, is an alien woman who's capable of swallowing people whole, hence manslaughter, if you think about it. Friends, heroes, enemies, villains, inspiration, the crime known as loitering, which doesn't really count as a crime, but still is applied as a crime, if you think about it. Now I have to see if there's any more things. For everyone who's with me after all this time and all the stuff in terms of this video and overall, thank you for bearing with me and such, and I hope you guys understand. 10. There's a hero character known as Metro Girl. Real name inapplicable. Height 7 feet 10 inches. Weight 387 pounds. Status hero. Base mobile. Intelligence 3 brains. Behavior willful and devoted. Lethality during a fight or threaten. Weaknesses copper and cosmic forces. Powers. Similar powers as the hero Quantum that I explained in one of my previous videos, if you bear with me. Hard to kill, high willpower, and is capable of manipulating time. Weapons, none. She has bright blue eyes, 2 eyes, deep brown hair, varied lengths, flowing style. Costume, a green fabric suit. Team, solitary or partners. Species, otherworldly entity. Field level, above average. Special features, genetic powers and personality. Transportation, walking and powers. Occupation, an intergalactic defender and a promoter of paradise. Friends, heroes, enemies, villains. Inspiration, the late Metro Man. And just so you know, there's Anti-Metro Girl, who's basically the evil counterpart, and is just as powerful and just as fragile to all forms of copper as the true form, you know? It's one of those things, you know? There has to be some weakness, otherwise it wouldn't be relatable, and therefore there wouldn't be much in the audience. Ocean zombies, which are the souls of all those who ever died at any body of water, whether it be a river, a lake, or all the oceans. They are able to manifest as zombies and function as zombies, even though they're easily able to breathe underwater and such. One of the official ways to defeat an ocean zombie is with electricity, because you know how it is with water. There's also a very unique villain known as the Ocho. Real name inapplicable. Height and weight varied. Status villain. Base mobile. Intelligence 3.5 brains. Behavior sinister and creative. Lethality all the time. Weaknesses weak spots, being rivaled in cosmic forces. Powers. It has all powers that have to do with the number 8. High durability, uncanny murdering skills, and induces fear. It's able to summon spiders. It's able to summon octopi. It's able to give people 8 eyes or 8 legs or 8 arms. Anything having to do with the number 8, it could do it. Weapons, see left. That's no eyes, no hair, no costume, and team, solitary, species, construct, field level, below average. Special features, genetic powers, transportation, rolling in powers, occupation, construct of the number 8 and a threat to society. Friends, villains, enemies non-official. Inspiration, Crypt TV's Octophobia. And to put it into context, Ocho is basically an 8-ball, simply put, that was granted all of these capabilities and attributes due to the no reason paradox. The very thing that has always existed without any need for an introduction whatsoever. Because some things are how they are or were how they were for no reason whatsoever, and yet they just are. That's what I've learned from a movie called Rubber, which is about a car tire that comes to life and is capable of making people's heads explode. Not even joking. That's an actual thing. Octo Argentino, basically picture it this way: head and neck of an Argentinosaurus, which is like a long necked dinosaur, but then at the bottom of the neck is the body and tentacles of an octopus. That's basically how it's built. Octo bear shark basically is head of a bear, front half the body of a shark, back half the tentacles of an octopus. It's a notable design of its anatomical form, but it's not the only one. It could be any variety of positions and organization of any concept whatsoever. Like, basically, there's millions of things that I am unaware of that I know are legit in terms of different attributes. Like, there's a lot of creatures based from natives of the Cenozoic era, which is the age of prehistoric mammals, including like the woolly mammoth, the saber-toothed tiger, and different stuff like that, that I am unaware of, but I know for a promise that it is active in its own right nonetheless. Sometimes I don't think myself as a creator as I am an explorer, because Lewis and Clark, they didn't create the trek to the Pacific. They just went through their time and collected data over time and reported back. I don't say that they did it all like out of nowhere. I just like that's how I believe for my creations. I believe that it's all there and it's taken me a completely gradual amount of time to collect as much data as possible in terms of different stuff. Just if that makes any sense to you guys. Let me check something. Wow, I've been in here for exactly 21 minutes and 5 seconds. I hope this video was satisfactory for you guys. If you guys want, you could like, subscribe, and comment down below. It's your choice. And if there's any inconsistencies with this video, I severely apologize because I need to make sure that you guys feel satisfied with my videos, because an entire multiverse is counting on me to make sure that they exist at all, if that makes any sense. I want to make sure that they aren't taken for granted. Just imagine countless species across infinite realities, prompting you to make sure that they are known, albeit in the literal aspect. I hope you understand, and I hope it's like gradually getting more and more so, because second mention, I now have over 3K views and yet 41 subscribers. So what I personally like to see is me getting more subscribers. You don't have to. It just feels good for me to have more than 41 subscribers. And it's okay if it takes a while, and it's okay if it's gradual, as long as I feel like I matter in this life, and as long as my creations feel like they have any kind of purpose in the aspect of this side of the fourth wall. So I hope you guys have a fine Valentine's Day. Hope you guys have a fine rest of your evening and such. And yeah, I hope things works for everyone here. So until next time, in transmission.